Jesus saw him lying there and knew that he had been ill for a long time. He said to them, "Do you want to be well?" Today, St. John speaks of the parable of the pool of Bethesda. It rather looked like the waiting room of a trauma hospital. In these lay a large number of ill, blind, lame, and crippled. Jesus went up there. It's rather curious, Jesus manages to be found always in the middle of some problem. Wherever he goes, there is always somebody to be liberated. There he is when it comes to making people happy. The Pharisees instead were concerned only over the fact that it was Saturday. Their bad faith was killing their spirit. Sin's nasty features were showing through their eyes. There is no worse deaf man than he who does not want to hear. The protagonist of the miracle had been disabled for 38 long years. "Do you want to be well?" Jesus says to him. He had since long ago been struggling in the void, for he had not found Jesus. At long last, he had found the man. The 5 galleries of the pool of Bethesda boomed up, hearing the Master's voice. "Rise, take up your mat and walk." It was just a matter of an instant. Jesus Christ's voice and the voice of God. Everything wasn't new with that old disabled man spent by dejection. Much later, St. John Chrysostom will say that in Bethesda, pool sick people cured their bodies, while in the baptism, those same sick cured their soul. Over there, one only sick could eventually be cured, every now and then. Baptism, however, cures always and everybody. In both cases, God's power is evidenced through water. That helpless disabled man close to the water does not remind you of our own helplessness to do good. How can we dare solving by ourselves that which has a supernatural scope? Don't you see every day around you a big crowd of disabled ones that are moving themselves a lot while being totally unable to get a grip of their lack of freedom? Sin paralysis man makes him grow old, kills him. We have to fix our eyes on Jesus. We need him, his grace, to plunge us into the waters of prayer, of confession, of opening of our spirit. You and I may be eternally disabled persons, or on the contrary, bearers of his light instruments.